Welcome to Tech Savvy. My name is Leigh Newman, and I'm the Executive Director of Campus Operations for the LaGrange campus at West Georgia Technical College. And we have, as every episode I've ever started with, we've got so much good stuff going on. We're making a big difference in so many lives, and we just really love Tech Savvy giving us an opportunity to talk about it all and to brag about it. I wanted to give you the annual report for academic year 2016 just came out and is on our website if you want more details, but I wanted to cover the highlights of our 2016 academic year. We had a total credit enrollment of 9,155, and we had 8173 non-credits. So that would have been the continuing ed classes or the contract training classes, like, for an example, the driver's ed classes that we offer for Joshua's Law. We had 17,328 people that we served, which means we had visitors, we had people come in and using our facility for meetings. We just have all kinds of activities going on that we're able to provide a very nice facility for locals and individuals that need meeting areas. We had 1,110 high school dual enrollment students, which is an amazing number. We're so proud of that, and we are planning on about a 40% increase next year because the word's getting out. It's too good. It's too good to be true. We boast of a 99.7% placement rate. That means 99.7 out of 100 of our graduates are placed in employment upon graduation. So that's kind of good. I'm very proud of that, and that means that we're doing something right. We had number 2 in the state of 22 colleges that we had number 2 in GED awards, number 2 in enrollment in adult ed classes and GED classes, number 3 in the students that are covered by HOPE. We covered top 3 in the state for that. We're number 4 in the state for total number of program graduates, and we are number 6 in the state for dual enrollment. In early May, we had Governor Deal come to our campus, and he signed the state budget for fiscal year 2018. And the reason why he picked West Georgia Tech, the LaGrange campus, is because we have been the beneficiary of some of these fundings for the world-class labs. And we have, I think I've said several times, is we've got one of the best in the southeast, if not the eastern side of the United States. And we did that because our industry asked us to. So, in fact, we're having large industries come and train on our equipment because their training equipment is not as up to date as ours. So, obviously, we're doing something right, and we're excited about all the things we're going on. But I'm just so excited about my special guest star today. He and I have known each other since troop leadership, and you get to know each other pretty well on those troop leadership programs. And Jason and I have worked together on a lot of different projects. Jason Ransbottom, who's the Senior Manager of Human Resources and Administration for PowerTech America, is here with us today. And I just can't tell you all the wonderful things I can say about all Jason has accomplished. He is so right in the middle of everything, and his enthusiasm is spreading. But what we're going to talk about mostly today is his PowerTech's relationship with West Georgia Tech. Jason, thank you so much for being here. I'm so excited to have you.
Well, thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
You're a busy person.
Yeah, I'm a fun person.
Yeah, you're fun, but you're busy. And we have worked a lot together recently because we've got this training program coming up. And we're working on it, and we've got how many employees that we're teaching this week?
Yeah, this week, about 140. Yeah.
We've got your extra special classes too, is that included?
Yeah, we have 3 other classes, about 24 people in there as well.
So we're doing something right.
A lot, yeah. Georgia Tech's on the move, right?
Right. We're excited about it. Jason, tell us, the viewers and me, a little bit about yourself, your background, your employment background, and why
Sure.
are you here?
Sure. So my name is Jason Ransbottom. I've been in HR for about 20 years now, and I've come through broadline food service distribution, came through automotive through Harley-Davidson Motor Company for about 7 years over there, and then I've been here at PowerTech America for about 7.5 years. Prior to that, I was in some other miscellaneous businesses and all that within HR. I moved down from Ohio to Oxford, Alabama, and then was there about 7 years, and then moved over to here in LaGrange. Just recently married here last year to Jenna.
Hearts are being broken.
Yeah, well, I don't know about that. But I got married here last July, and so I've decided to settle down in LaGrange. So I like the area. It's a great area. Fantastic.
Well, you have brought, your own chamber committees. You're in charge of, you've got a co-chairman on a very important committee with the chamber, and we're looking forward to getting some good results out of that. We had a what's the name of it? Avalanche Consulting.
Yeah, out of Texas.
Come and kind of give us a roadmap on what we need to be doing for our future, and I am very excited about that.
Yeah, we had great response on the survey for that. They were able to crunch a lot of numbers, and here soon we'll see some results from that, and they'll have some recommendations.
And then we'll have a plan of action.
That's right. That's correct. I can't wait.
And I hope West Georgia Tech is going to be a vital part of that plan.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. The West Georgia Tech is already started being a very vital part of our plan, and hopefully it will lead into some other things with PowerTech. If it's okay to go down that road right now.
Please do. Have at it.
So PowerTech America produces transmissions for Hyundais and Kia. We've been in business since officially May of 2010. That was when we produced our first transmission, and we've been very busy. We run about 650,000 transmissions a year, and so we run our equipment so quick that right now, and as we go into our future, we have to retool for the future technology so that we can meet our customers' needs more efficiently and effectively in the future. So what we're doing right now is we're retooling our entire plant. About 80% of our plant has been gutted, and we have another 20% that they're refreshing the equipment that we have, rebuilding it, making sure everything's good with it. So during this time, we have nothing for our employees to do. Normally we're working 24/5 or 24/6 on making those transmissions. So we worked with West Georgia Tech quite a bit and coming up with a plan on what to do with our folks while we were down. We have several opportunities to train employees in things that they may not be naturally good at, or the company may define some form of a opportunity for growth or something like that. So what we did is I went ahead and approached West Georgia Technical College about training our employees for the entire 2.5-month period we're down. They have to pull all the equipment out, put a bunch of new equipment in. And during that time, we have some great employees out there at PowerTech, and so what we really wanted to do was keep our employees and enhance their skills. And the way we approached it is I wanted to enhance skills for them personally with their families, as well as enhance skills that would automatically come into the workplace and make our business quite a bit better as well, and give us some additional capabilities. So we worked with Laura Gamage over at West Georgia Tech out of Carrollton there.
Vice President of Economic Development.
Yes, yeah, and she's phenomenal. I mean, she has such a great understanding of what the college can do and what the employer needs. And through several conversations with her, we spent a great deal of time customizing a program to PowerTech America that we felt would really work. Now, some of those classes that we've planned for our employees are accredited classes that those employees would have received some accreditation for, and they could apply those to some other classes in the future. Some of the other classes are customized to what we feel our needs are within the plant, and so we put that schedule together. It's a very complicated schedule too, and I was very pleasantly surprised at how West Georgia Tech really spent a lot of time listening to what our need was as a company and focusing on how best to meet that need. As you know, we go from Callaway Center to Quick Start to West Georgia Tech College on-site campus there, that's where we are this week. have spent a lot of time focusing on how to make that schedule very fluid, very seamless, and also make the schedule, the classes, be very engaging for the students, our employees. One of the anxieties, I guess you might say, that our employees had was they didn't want to go to a classroom and sit in a lecturing environment for 8 hours a day for 2.5 months. Not many people really want to do that. And so as we worked, one of the guiding principles is that let's make this engaging, let's make the classes fun for the employees, and let's make our employees give them an environment to learn something through a very fun approach that they could use both at home and they can use at work. So as such, we went through communication training, leadership training, some various technical training, some quality training as well. Just about anything you can imagine on the soft skills.
Y'all doing OSHA training for everybody too.
You know, everybody at PowerTech will be OSHA 10-hour trained, certified. So that was another really big plus. You know, safety is always a very critical component of our business, and as fast as we run and operate, and as focused as we are on getting good results, we have to do that safely as well. And so the OSHA 10-hour and the instructors were great with doing that. Several of the students commented on the safety tour inspections they did after their training in there and around the facility, and they really had a lot of fun trying to find the safety deficiencies and fix them.
That's a good thing.
That. Yeah, it is, and it was a lot of fun. They enjoyed it.
And they now know why it's important.
That's right.
To be safe.
Yeah, and we had a lot of comments from employees, especially going through communication. A lot of the employees made comments about how they have a different understanding of their supervisors now too, because a lot of times as the employee, you're not really thinking from a supervisor's perspective, and they were able to say, okay, now I kind of get that. I understand why the supervisor needs this piece of information or that kind of performance or whatever. So that it was really eye-opening in a lot of ways. And some of the instructors, those instructors are great. They are so much fun.
They've been there, done that.
Yeah,
that's what it is.
Yeah, so several of them came out of industry, out of manufacturing, so that gave them a very unique perspective to be able to teach students and our employees. And as we put it together, as we put the whole program together, we wanted to maintain the heart of our basically employee discipline type process, where you have your attendance, you have to be there on time, you need to engage, you need to have your team wear on and all that, and instructors are really good with adhering to that. So we've had just a lot of fun with it, and right now I think it's the experience is maybe a bit better than what we'd expected originally.
I like hearing that. Yeah. I like hearing that a lot. Well, Jason, we're done with the first block, so when we come back to the second, we're going to get into a little bit more specifics about what the training is and what your thoughts are about employees and maybe future employees.
Sure,
too.
Absolutely.
All right,
Absolutely.
Well, thank you, and we'll be back in just a minute.
Nobody wants to be stopped by a law enforcement officer.
Everyone wants to feel safe.
So we've trained our officers to first listen and then explain.
We ask if you have contact with one of our officers, you listen, give him an opportunity to explain, comply with his requests, and if there's a problem, contact us so that we can investigate your complaint.
Listen, explain, comply, then complain.
Our safety and yours matters.
Welcome back to Tech Savvy. We have Jason Ransbottom here just telling us how wonderful West Georgia Tech is, and I love hearing about it. We're in the process of training all of their employees to get ready for a retooling or an upsizing or an upgrade in all your equipment. Upgrading all your equipment. Jason, you were starting to talk about the programs and what we're covering. Can you go into a little bit better detail?
Sure. So we're doing programs. Communication is a very large piece of our program because we want to make sure we calibrate everybody and create a foundation for communication. So within that communication, there's listening skills, communication skills, active communication skills. There's receiving constructive criticism and feedback, providing constructive criticism and feedback.
And making sure you understand the value of constructive feedback.
Sure, absolutely. Making sure it's a sort of a two-way street. Helping people understand what business communication is in a very quick operating environment. Again, that's a challenge for some people because they're not familiar with that kind of an environment. So we want to make sure everybody understands it's not personal. We have a business communication we need here. So we're doing a lot on communication. The intent is that the communication will and it has, lead towards teamwork, team building, project completion, things like that. Some of the projects that we've been able to customize into the classroom have to do with taking standard operating procedures, SOPs, and making a project out of an SOP as a team, so they have to utilize multiple communication skills that they learned a week prior so that they can step in and complete projects on their own. So it's really a lot of fun doing it, and boy, I tell you, their competitiveness is really coming out too.
Well, that's good, but are they building camaraderie?
Yeah.
And get to know each other better?
Yes. Yeah, a lot of them knew each other from work, but when you know somebody and you have a social environment relationship with them, that's different from a business environment relationship. So one of the things that's happened, it's really interesting hearing some of the comments. People have worked with each other for a long time. They knew each other socially, but they've never actually worked with each other on a project. So the ability to pull together several resources and several communication skills into a team environment and make an output so that, I have this product and I went out and I tested it. We tested it as a team, and then we competed against other teams within PowerTech. Was just a great, phenomenal experience for everybody. It was really fun for me to watch. I mean, some of the stuff they did, I wanted to go do.
It's a good opportunity for each individual to realize what their strengths and weaknesses are and how they can maybe depend on another one that's in strength.
And there's something about the educational environment that allows a teacher who's not a supervisor or a manager or something like that to say, it's okay that you feel this way about communication, but this is what good communication is here. And a lot of times, don't we all accept it better from somebody maybe that's a teacher we don't know?
Right, exactly.
and so it's had a really good effect that way. And again, our hope is that they take these types of skills everywhere and not just in PowerTech. If they take these skills home, they're great at PowerTech, right?
Yes.
And so those are good. We also have some courses they're going through in leadership, understanding what it takes to be a leader, understanding what leaders are looking for, understanding just the basics of leadership and teamwork and so on. We're looking at also quality programs. Quality is so important. We have a 10-year, 100,000-mile warranty on our transmissions, and so we don't have an option to have lower quality. And so we have to have a very strong focus on how we build our transmissions, and so that quality aspect's very good as well because they look at quality from another perspective.
Great.
And so it kind of opens their eyes. We're looking at manufacturing processes. Some of the folks have been there 7 years. We have a lot of people that have been there a long time. We're always looking for other good folks that want to come in as well and bring their skills and their assets into the business so that we can continue to build a really strong workforce for our future. But as we look at our manufacturing processes, they're learning things that they didn't formally know about how to manufacture. If I'm working at this station, 8 hours a day for 5 or 6 years, I may not have a better understanding of the manufacturing process as a whole. So we wanted to train that as well, and those are, I think, up and coming here in the next few weeks.
Well, that way they'll understand the importance of their role in the whole scheme of things.
That's correct.
And that's something that I think needs to be really emphasized to even at orientation.
Well, when we put the training together, it was I've never worked at a company where I've had the opportunity to do this in depth and to go this full force towards training our employees, and in this kind of a time period. We're not going to lay our employees off. We wanted to make sure we maintained all of our employees and keep them here. And so we looked at what is it we need out of our manufacturing process, out of our work world and culture that we need to train people on, so we have maybe more singular direction as a company and more efficient as a company. So that's why we picked some of these items here, and manufacturing process is one of them. Give them some view, some understanding of what the bigger picture as a whole is and how they fit into that bigger picture. And that was customized training. The quality was customized, manufacturing processes customized, communication somewhat customized. They brought a lot of known capability into that training, but we also had to customize it for our folks and our needs there. So they did a great job with that. And then we have some other training that's kind of filtered into it as well. But again, at the end of it, our hope is that we're able to come back, and I don't think we expect there to be a dramatic improvement. We have great employees to start with, you know, but I think what we have is the expectation is that folks come back with a very much stronger understanding of their place in manufacturing and how they can work towards making basically Power Tech a better place to work and a better product.
And in return, Power Tech is adding value to them.
Absolutely.
And making them feel like how important they are, because they're spending money, lots of money on getting them trained, and they're not laying you off when they could.
Yeah, one of the dissenting opinions, or one of those things you analyze, is, well, what about the people that leave? And you know, we would hope nobody would leave, and we've had really good retention actually during this period. But you know, again, if somebody leaves, then they take it with them. You know, again, we want everybody who comes through Power Tech to be a strong employee, and we want to do the best we can with them.
Well, I'm sure they appreciate it.
I think they
are. They learning to appreciate it?
Yeah, they are, and I tell you, a lot of them are having a lot of fun now, you know, because we're on a rotation. They don't have to rotate right now, and so they really have a very good environment to learn from.
And this is for 2.5 months? 2.5 months,
that's correct.
I'm sure they're enjoying that, no rotation.
And it's not a boring classroom. That was key.
Well, of course, you know enough about technical education. Everything that we teach at West Georgia Tech is hands-on training, you know, so we feel like credit classes and non-credit, if we practice in class and prepare the students for what actually might happen on the floor, on the production floor, in the emergency room, or, you know, whatever, they're better prepared when they get there day one.
Oh, absolutely.
And so I think you're seeing firsthand how that works.
Well, the teachers are very engaged. We went through a selection process where, again, West Georgia Tech basically let us drive the boat on this, and so we were able to customize it exactly to what we need. We interviewed the teachers, brought them on site, did a tour of the facility, so that they would be able to see and be able to take the concepts they were getting ready to teach and apply it to our manufacturing process. That was really essential. A lot of them have really commented on that time and again.
Made a big difference.
Yeah, it did, and whatever I wanted out of the process, West Georgia Tech was right there. And it was very quick too. It was a very quick turnaround. Again, Laura Gamage is phenomenal.
She is, and she's got a great team too.
She does. She does. Her and her entire team have done nothing but great things for us, and we really appreciate what they've done.
That's what we're here for.
Yeah, we like.
That's what we get paid the big bucks for.
That's right.
One of the big issues that we're having is recruiting students to take these industrial programs, and I don't think that people really get a good handle on what manufacturing is like these days. We're trying so hard to recruit high school students. You know, while they might not be able to go on the plant floor until they're 17, we still want to prepare them. We want them to see what they'll be working with. We want them to understand the soft skills necessary to be successful, because that's where all the jobs are.
Yeah.
Well, the vast majority of the jobs.
And that's where they're heading. That's where those jobs are going in the future.
And we keep bringing in new companies that are requiring these skills.
Well, the skills inside modern manufacturing is just vastly different from anything anybody would have even 10 years ago. Looked at. A lot of the technology we use, somebody may see on their own, like at Disney World or something like that, with the way the robots move and so on. Well, that's what we do inside. We have so many robots, and we do the program logic control and the PLCs, and we program those robots to do whatever job they're doing. The number one comment made from any visitor that ever comes into Power Tech America is, you could eat off the floors. This is the cleanest environment I've ever seen. I mean, everybody dresses like this and goes home like this. It's a very, very clean environment. Right now, 2 of the projects we're doing is to reduce noise in there, so it's a little more comfortable to be inside the factory or the assembly area without having a lot of harsh noise in your ears. Reducing mist, reducing smell, making sure it's as pleasant as can be. I mean, it's 95 degrees outside, but you're working in a 72 environment.
And it has to maintain 72 because of the equipment and the quality.
The equipment, we don't want the humidity in there to rust parts, things like that. So it's an extremely convenient environment. So a lot of automation. There will be more once we get done. We'll have some capabilities, Power Tech America will, that will lead us into the future technology for transmissions and the production of transmissions. And our employees will be right there, and that's one of the reasons we went to West Georgia Tech too, is to help keep our employees engaged, train them, get them ready, so that when we open up, we'll have a faster backup to ramp up time.
Good.
Back up to production.
So basically, when they get back on, when everything gets built in and turned on and plugged in, they'll be able to go and start work.
Yes. Yeah, our ramp up time will be dramatically reduced.
I think that's so exciting.
And their skills are going to be so much more in line with what we're going to be looking at to begin with too. So we're really excited about coming
I might
back.
want to invite a couple of your employees to come on Tech Savvy to put their side of the story out
I'd
there.
love it. They would too. They would too.
I just am so excited about this relationship, partnership. Mr. Daniel, our president, preaches every time he talks to us. We've got to make sure we have good relationship with our industry. You tell us what you need, and that way we can provide the training and obviously the equipment to train your employees, your future employees. So that's our goal. That's what we're here for. And apparently you're our poster child.
Well, I tell you guys have done everything. You're even providing a room for our round table on Wednesdays. So
looking forward to it.
You've provided robots for training. You've provided rooms. I mean, there's nothing I think I've asked for that you haven't provided.
Well, it's exciting to be a part of it. It's been convenient because we're in between classes right now, so we're able to use the main campus. But the Callaway Center is set up for that type of training. So.
And I think as your new employers come into the area and the region here soon, I mean, your machining skills, your manufacturing skills, quality, I mean, whatever you want, anybody that will come into the future, I mean, this is really a template in many ways of things they could also take advantage of.
And by the way, I think you know that the Commissioner's Office is watching to see how we do this all. So
they are phenomenal people. They really are.
Good. I'm glad to hear it. Well, you've been wonderful. Will you come back to visit?
We will come back. I will come back anytime you want.
Okay, don't say that if you don't mean it. I'll get you. Thank you so much for joining us today, and we look forward to seeing you on our next episode of Tech Savvy.